2,000 years ago, the most powerful man on earth sat alone in a cold military tent. No celebration, no comfort. He picked up a pen and wrote a warning directly to himself. A warning so brutal, so precise, that most men today cannot finish reading it without feeling exposed. His name was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, commander of legions, a man who held the known world in his hands. And yet, every single morning, he sat down and reminded himself of one terrifying truth, that he was capable of wasting it all. Look around you. That warning? It was written for you. Not for ancient soldiers. Not for dead philosophers. For the man who hit snooze for the third time. For the man who opens Instagram before he opens his own mind. For the man who had a plan and quietly abandoned it. Marcus called it memento mori. Remember that you will die. Not to paralyze you. To shatter the illusion that time is something you have. Most men live as if tomorrow is guaranteed. As if the version of themselves they keep promising to become is waiting patiently somewhere down the road. It is not. That version is dying. Every hour you spend in distraction is a funeral for the man you were supposed to become. Marcus understood this with cold, clinical precision. He didn't romanticize it. He didn't post about it. He simply woke up and moved. In his private journals, never written for public eyes, he wrote these words to himself: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength, not inspiration, strength." There is a difference most men never learn to feel. Inspiration is a spark. Feels good. It fades. Strength is a structure. It is built in silence, under pressure, when no one is watching and nothing feels worth it. That is the exact moment Marcus was writing about. That is the moment that defines you. You were warned 2,000 years ago. The question Marcus is asking you right now, from across centuries of history, is simple. Are you finally going to listen? There is a specific kind of man Marcus Aurelius feared becoming. Not the man who fails loudly. Not the man who crashes and burns in front of everyone. Those men at least were moving. No, Marcus feared the man who decays quietly. The man who doesn't fall. He simply fades. Look at him. He is not unhappy enough to change. He is not successful enough to be satisfied. He exists in the most dangerous place a man can occupy, the comfortable middle, where nothing hurts badly enough to force a decision, where years dissolve into years without a single defining moment. Marcus Aurelius called this the greatest threat to a man's soul. Not suffering, comfort. He wrote, "Alone in the dark, it is not death that a man should fear. He should fear never beginning to live." Read that again. He is not talking about your heartbeat. He is talking about your fire. Most men let the fire die without ever admitting it happened. They find reasons, responsibilities. The timing isn't right. The economy, the circumstances. Marcus had an empire on the verge of collapse, a plague killing thousands, enemies at every border, and he still showed up. Every single day. He did not wait for peace to pursue greatness. He pursued greatness inside the chaos. That is the principle most modern men fundamentally misunderstand about Stoicism. It is not about eliminating struggle. It is about becoming so mentally forged that struggle becomes fuel. That pressure becomes power. Steel does not apologize for the heat that made it. The man who has been broken by discipline, by silence, by relentless self-imposed pressure, that man does not recognize the concept of giving up. It has been burned out of him, replaced by something colder, something permanent. Marcus Aurelius trained his mind the way a soldier trains his body. Repetition, resistance, zero tolerance for excuse. Every morning he rehearsed the worst. Every night he audited his actions without mercy. He was his own harshest judge, because he understood that no external enemy could destroy him faster than his own complacency. The decay Marcus warned you about is already happening. The only question left, the only one that has ever mattered, is whether you will make the decision right now in this moment that stops it. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. No. Because Marcus Aurelius is dead. And he still outworked you today. There is a moment. Every man who has ever transformed his life can point to it. Not a motivational video. Not a book. Not a conversation. A moment of pure, silent reckoning, where he looked at the man he was becoming and made a choice so cold, so final, that everything before it became irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius called this moment amor fati, love of fate, not acceptance of mediocrity, not surrender to circumstance. The ruthless embrace of everything that has happened to you, every failure, every humiliation, every wasted year, as the exact raw material needed to build something unbreakable. You are not behind. You are unfinished. There is a profound difference that most men never allow themselves to understand. Behind implies you lost time that cannot be recovered. Unfinished means the work is still happening. The stone is still being shaped. The man is still being made. Marcus trained an entire empire on one foundational truth. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the highest form of self-respect a man can practice. When you wake before the world. When you move when everything inside you says stop. When you build in the dark, you are not suffering. You are declaring your value to the universe with your actions. No one is coming to save you. Marcus Aurelius ran the greatest empire in human history and wrote in his private journal that he could rely on no one but himself. Not his generals. Not his advisors. Not his legacy. Himself. His trained mind. His forged will. His daily practice of becoming harder to defeat. Tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, open something to write on. Ask yourself the 3 questions Marcus asked himself every single night without exception. What did I do well today? Where did I surrender to weakness? What will I do differently when the sun rises? 3 questions. Answered honestly. Repeated daily. They will dismantle the man you are and reconstruct someone you don't yet recognize. Marcus Aurelius is gone. His empire is rubble. His throne is dust. But the words he left behind have survived every war, every plague, every collapse of civilization, because they are not about Rome. They are about you. About the war happening right now inside your chest. The war between who you are and who you are capable of becoming. Marcus Aurelius warned you. The question was never whether you heard him. The question, the only question, is whether today is finally the day you decide to answer.